Hey everybody, here I am. It was a little awkward me jumping in like that, but I'm testing out my new intro. That intro is brand new today, um, and while you may see it in other videos ahead of this one, because this one's being recorded way ahead of time, um, it's new. It's new. That song is mine. No, that graphic is mine. It's not the best, but you know what? It'll do, and that'll be the theme for most of my upcoming videos. I won't do a lot of variation. I'll probably keep that the same for most of them. So, all right, today, what I have today, oh man, this is something that may be special and it may not be. I'm trying to see if this is lives up to the hype. Let me block out some of that light here. There we go. I've read a lot about this. I've read a lot about this. Problem speaking all day today. My brain's just going haywire. I have read a lot about this particular distillery from my various bourbon and various whiskey groups from here in Ohio. And I had not really had the chance to try it because it was pretty pricey. But some extra money came in, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And they had they had three price points and three kinds. And I bought the most expensive one because I figured, go big. This is the one I keep seeing people rave about. It's the expensive one. So here we go. This is Calumet Farm Single Black Rack Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. 16-year-old bourbon, which is not something you find every day. It is 106 proof, and it is based and is, I guess, dedicated to Triple Crown winner Citation. I guess that's the horse, the pony in the picture there, if you can see that. And it even says who the trainer was and the jockey. Interesting stuff. And there's a little story in the back talking about it too, Citation. And so yeah, I guess that was a horse that was raised on Calumet Farm, so which is why they have a legacy for it. So we're gonna give this a try. This, when I say it was expensive for me. I don't tend to spend this much on a single bottle, if I can help it. I try not to spend over $100 on a single bottle because even getting up into that is a bit much for something that you're just gonna end up in the toilet after it's passed through your system, right? So this is here in Ohio. This was $149.99. $149.99 before tax. Okay, not cheap, and it's not likely to be something that I'm going to buy again just because I don't spend that kind of money often on stuff like this. Not as expensive as the Octomore, of course, but still pretty pricey. So we're going to find out if this lives up to both the price and the hype. A nice soft cork release there, no pop. Let's see. The kitten is over there trying to attack the dog in her sleep. It has an interesting scent. I can smell a bourbon in there. Interesting. Smells milder than I think what it is. So let's pour it in the glass here. And I'm using the horse glass that my daughter got me as a birthday gift because she likes horses and she thought I would enjoy it as well. But it's a good glass. It's a good rocks glass or tumbler, as you will. So now that it's in the open air, let's see if we can smell it a little bit better. Oh boy, it does smell strong. It smells like cherry almost. Yeah, I'm getting cherry on the nose there, like maraschino cherries. That's interesting. That's super interesting. Well, let's find out if it is worth all that hype that I've been reading about. Calumet Farm, Citation, single black rack. Here we go. Mm. It's got heat at the end. It's got heat at the end. I'm trying to move that kitten again. He's rambunctious. It has heat in the end, and it feels like it's gonna burn, but it doesn't. It's just on the edge of burn. But man, is it smooth. It's super smooth. This is probably one of the smoothest bourbons I've ever had. Now, people say smooth. They overuse it in spirits. I think, oh, that's really smooth. It goes down easy. Just because it goes down easy doesn't mean it's smooth. Going down easy means it's drinkable. Smooth means it doesn't chop your mouth up. It doesn't attack your taste buds. It doesn't stab your tongue or set things on fire. It is good. It is very pleasing on the palate. And that warmth is sticking there. Like it went right on down into the chest and it's not budging. It's like a lump now that kind of sits there. Now that's not bad. This is a smoking bourbon. Not smoky. It doesn't have smoke tastes or anything like that, but this is something I'm getting a little bit of that cherry from the scent on the back end of the palate there too. But this is a whiskey that probably is meant to be paired with cigars, something like that. Not like a Swisher Sweet or something like that. Not like some bottom shelf convenience store kind of thing. If you are a good cigar aficionado, if you enjoy a good heavy cigar and you know how to smoke a cigar, because cigars you don't inhale a cigar like you do a cigarette. A cigar is more about the taste of the leaves and the smoke and everything like that. It's a cigar isn't meant to give you your nicotine fix. It will give you a little bit because that's the nature of the tobacco, but a cigar is more of a tasting event than it is a just like a cigarette kind of where you just light up and possible addiction and things. And I'm not saying that it's better for you than cigarettes or that smoking is good for you or anything like that. I'm not. This isn't a health channel. This whatever you choose to do, whatever your vices are, that's your business. I'm not giving you pluses or minuses or anything. I'm not really a smoker myself. I have in the past, but not really big these days. And I don't have a bunch of cigars handy to test my theory out. But I feel like this brings me to a place in my mind with a bunch of distinguished gentlemen sitting around watching a horse race or even just in a speakeasy somewhere having cigars, drinking this bourbon. This bourbon sets that scene for me. It's a perfect scene in my mind. It takes me to that kind of a place. And I like that. I like that. It is not the best tasting bourbon I've ever had, but I don't think it needs to be. It's not that it tastes fantastic or that it's super delicious or anything like that, or it's not that it hits you with a great buzz or something like that. It's just that it's hard to describe without you guys tasting it. This is a real, I don't want to say it's an experience because I've been saying that a lot about different things in life and I feel like I've been overusing it. This is a social event. This is something that you take over with a few friends for something calm, not like a big party, not like a big dinner, not you're hanging out. Maybe you're playing cards because I don't know how many people play cards these days, whether it's poker or whether it's anything. But you're hanging out. You're just having a quiet time, maybe listening to some soft vinyl records or something like that, Maybe I'm making it sound like it's a hipster bourbon, and it's not. That's not what I mean. Um, it just takes me to a place where I could see several people sitting around with small glasses of this, quiet chats, maybe a cigar here or there. You know, yeah, it's an event, it's a place, it's not just a bourbon, and I think that's where the hype is from this. I don't think it's in the taste. I think it's in what it makes you feel because the way the taste is, if you just strictly set it just on taste, it's not the tastiest thing out there. It's not bad. It doesn't make me want to puke or anything like that. But I don't know. It's so difficult to get you to visualize this with me. But that's what this is. And it's pretty fantastic. There's very few whiskeys I've had, bourbons, scotches, etc., that will give me this feeling. I like that. I really like that. Now, is that worth $150? Maybe it is. Because this is something I'm not going to just pull off the shelf and drink every day. This isn't a daily drinker. This is something special. This, I think I'll get my money's worth because I'm going to stretch this out over a protracted period of time. This is something special. Yeah. Yeah. And there is that cherry. Like I said, there is that cherry taste. A little bit of creaminess too as it's going on, just a smidge. Not a lot, but that cherry taste is kind of increased a little bit on the palate, on the taste buds. Maraschino cherries. I bet this would make a fantastic old fashioned. And while old fashions, an actual old fashioned is not supposed to have a cherry in it. An actual old fashioned is supposed to have the lemon zest, and then you put the lemon rind in there. But people do make it with a cherry, not a maraschino cherry. These are a different kind of cherry. But I think this would be perfect for that. And now I'm going to have to go buy some cherries and test that theory. Because this is great. This is all around a good experience. And I like it. I like that. I really like that. So, to recap, this was the Calumet or I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Calumet Farm. The lighting was kind of weird. Let me see if I can. I don't know. But it's Calumet Farm 16-year-old, which is the oldest bourbon I've ever had. Single black rack, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. 106 proof. The batch size for this is super small batch. There's 19 barrels. That's it. Which also factors into the price because it's a lot more limited. And it tells you what rack number and everything. And it was distilled to commemorate Triple Crown winner Citation. That was the name of the horse that won the Triple Crown. And that was in 1948. And he would go on to win, it said, 27 victories and 2 second place finishes out of 29 starts. And he was the first major North American horse to amass a 16-race win streak and to top $1 million in career earnings. Interesting. So if you like something with a good story that will take you somewhere, that's not just a drink, but an event. This is an entire event in this bottle. Here in Ohio, it's $149.99. Not cheap, not inexpensive, but I'm starting to feel like it's worth the price. I'm starting to feel like it really was worth it. And it bums me out that it's that price because I can't get very many bottles at that price. I don't spend this kind of money very often. This was a once in a a year, maybe once in a lifetime kind of thing. But if I can, maybe I'll try to get some more of these and kind of set them under lock and key, because it makes me feel good in a lot of different ways. So there you go. So that's the Calumet Farm. This will be episode 58. 58. 2 more until I get to, well, 1 more, and then I can get to 60. I don't have any big plans for 60 just yet. But who knows? 60, I think, will be another big event. I think I'll do that live rather than doing pre-recorded. So you guys can chat, you guys can ask questions, that kind of thing. I might do like an extravaganza, like a mixed drink big deal. I don't know. We'll see. It's not as big a deal as the 50th, but it's still a good milestone. So anyway, if you like what you are seeing, like, share, subscribe video. Tell everybody you know that drinks spirits and likes a good story or likes a good, explanation. I think I do a pretty good job. And also just subscribe to the channel for everything else. I've got Twitch streams. I've got robot reviews. I've got, I don't know, all kinds of stuff, random stuff. And I will be, by the time you see this, I will probably already have started my podcast back up. I used to have a podcast some ways back. It was mostly music-centric, but this will be just random. This will be like the Seinfeld of podcasts. It's really about nothing but whatever I want to feel like talking about on any given week. So that'll be starting up very soon, and by the time you watch this video, it will have already been playing for a while. But if you don't know about it yet, if you're this far in the videos and you don't know about that podcast, go look it up. It is Let's Talk About This. Let's Talk About This. And it is on iTunes and Apple, and it's going to be on iHeart. It's going to be anywhere that you can find podcasts. Okay? So there you go. Until next time, cheers.